Hey, it's Jeremy from Lucky Hat Outdoors, and today I had kind of a surprise afternoon off. And in the back of my mind for a while I've been wanting panfish and wanted to try brim on an old school cane pole. So I had an afternoon off. It's a wonderful sunny day, so we came to New Orleans City Park, and I'm going to try to catch a couple of bluegill with an old school cane pole. Now, to really make this interesting, I was in a bait shop a while back when I came across these, and they're gulp crickets. And, well, I mean, they're gulp crickets. They're little tiny crickets in gulp juice. And I assume that they're supposed to catch panfish, and I assume that they're supposed to replace live bait. So, I went by the local pet store and got some overly expensive crickets, live. And I've got a bag of these. And my game plan is I'm in a spot where it kind of smelled a little fishy to me. I have my cane pole and I have one of each. So I'm going to spend 30 minutes fishing with live and then 30 minutes fishing with the gulp and see if there's a difference and let you know at the end of the video. So it's 3:50 now, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the live, and I'll go till 4:20. Yeah, I'll go till 4:20 and see what we get. I have no idea how deep it is here, but there's a nice fat gar floating around somewhere out there close to the surface, so there's fish. So let's see what we can do. And looky there. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. That's actually a really nice one. Wow, that is a nice fish. Well, I got my wish, folks. That is one super nice City Park bluegill. Kind of wish I'd brought a stringer. Haven't seen one that big since I was a kid. There's another one. He's not nearly as big. Oh, he ain't even close to as big. He's a little bitty guy. So I got the crickets from the pet section. I got the crickets from Petco, and they're pretty readily available in the reptile section. They use them as reptile food, but they're really expensive. It's almost $6. You don't get a lot out of it, and the packaging leaves a lot to be desired. It's hard to get them out for bait. Not a bad deal when you're going to run out at the last second to try to catch some fish in a municipal pond and it's the only thing available. But I assure you, if you have a bait shop available, then it is a better option than paying for Petco crickets. I was seriously thinking for a second there I was going to have to name this video Jeremy Takes a Cane Pole to City Park and Gets Hung Up and Skunked. That's still an option. I just have to leave skunked out of it. Look at that. Look at that. Number 3, another little guy. I'm wondering if she was on a bed. Oh, that's tiny, tiny. I went from personal best to 2 of the smallest I've caught in a long time. As badly as I botched my first few attempts, and as badly as I screwed up all the casts and tangled my line, I feel like I should give live bait an extra 10 minutes, but I don't want to change the standards for my wholly unscientific test. But there it is, 4:20. And considering this is a Saturday in New Orleans City Park, there's probably 30 people within 100 meters of me that are lighting up right now. But I'm going to switch over to this artificial. And we'll see what we can do with fake crickets. Alright, so live crickets caught 3. 1 big and 2 tiny. So we're going to throw on some gulp crickets, and it is 4:20, we'll call it 4:22. At 4:52. We'll see what we've got. And for fairness sake, I'm just going to stay right here in the same spot. Well, there it is, folks. It's 4:52, which means 30 minutes with the fake cricket, with not so much as a nibble. And I can't say that I'm surprised. That's not necessarily the greatest fishing conditions, and I'm beginning to wonder if I picked the right spot. But either way, there's 3 fish on live bait, and not even a bite on the fake stuff. So, for me, I think when it comes to brim and perch and panfish, I'm just going to stick to the real thing, and or maybe even a hair jig. And you know, at $8, I think I'll leave this on the shelf. Now, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to put the live bait back on and find a new spot and see if I can actually catch some more like that first fish. Over a little bit and found a spot where the fish were really biting, to the point where I used up all my crickets. So I went ahead and broke out the gulp cricket again, and just fair to be fair, I know there are fish here, a lot of them. I was getting a bite per cast with live bait, so we'll go ahead and flip this back out for another 10-15 minutes and see what we get. that's it. I'm calling it. It's been 15 minutes and we've had only the one bite and barely any attention, so I'll make it official now. Came to a spot where I was catching fish every cast, or at least getting a bite every cast with live crickets. Put on the gulp, and in 15 minutes in the exact same spot, I got one tentative strike. So I'll say that the gulp is probably less effective than scrounging around under some of these leaves and finding a grub or two. With that being said, it was kind of a surprise opportunity to take an afternoon to go fishing. I took a cane pole and some crickets to a crowded city park. I actually managed to catch 5 or 6 of the nicest, fattest bluegill I've seen in a long, long time. And I'm not gonna lie, that makes me happy. It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure I'm ready to give up my bass gear or my speckled trout, but it's a good afternoon.
Hey everybody, John from Lucky At Outdoors here. If you like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also check us out on Facebook and Instagram to get exclusive content of our adventures.